Hello everyone, and welcome back to our channel. In today's lesson, we're diving into something super useful. 30 of the most common English phrases you can use in everyday conversations. These are the kinds of phrases native speakers use all the time. They're short, simple, and super practical. And once you know them, your English will instantly sound more natural and fluent. Not only will these expressions help improve your listening and speaking skills, but they'll also help you express yourself more confidently. Whether you're chatting with a friend, asking for help, or just making small talk, we'll go through real-life conversational examples so you can hear how these phrases are used naturally and learn how to use them in your own speaking. By the end of this video, you'll be able to understand and use these expressions with confidence and ease in real conversations. Before we jump in, don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon so you never miss one of our daily English lessons. All right, grab your pen, your notebook, and let's get started. Part 1, Everyday Reactions. So let's imagine this. You're chatting with a friend and they say, "Guess what? I just won a free trip to Japan." Now, if you reply, "Oh, nice," you're not wrong, but it doesn't feel very alive, does it? Let's do better. Try saying, "No way, that's amazing." Feel the energy in that. That's how native speakers show excitement. It's natural, it's emotional, and it makes the conversation come alive. No way is a super common reaction in English. You hear it all the time when someone is surprised, whether it's good news or something shocking. Your friend says, "I got front row tickets to the concert," and you say, "No way." Or they tell you, "I actually met Taylor Swift," and you go, "No way, that's insane." It's short, expressive, and full of feeling. Here's another one I love. "You're kidding." Imagine your coworker tells you, "I wore mismatched socks to work and didn't even notice." You smile and say, "You're kidding." That's hilarious. It shows surprise and a bit of humor. You can use it in both serious and playful situations. Someone says, "I lost my phone again," and you say, "You're kidding. That's like the third time." And of course, there's the classic "wow." Such a small word, but wow, it's powerful. You see a beautiful photo of a sunset over the ocean. "Wow, that's stunning." Someone tells you they graduated top of their class. "Wow, congratulations." You can stretch it out for effect. "Whoa," or whisper it for drama. "Wow, it fits almost anywhere." Now here's a phrase that sounds like a question, but it's really a reaction. "Seriously?" Someone says, "I studied all night and still failed the test," and you respond, "Seriously?" That's the worst. It's like saying, "Are you for real?" You can use it to show surprise, sympathy, or even disbelief. "Seriously, I can't believe that happened." And then when something truly good happens, a friend gets a promotion, wins a prize, or finishes a marathon, don't just say, "Good job." Go big. Say, "That's awesome," or "That's amazing." It shows you care. You're excited with them. Your friend says, "I finally passed my driving test," and you say, "That's awesome. I knew you could do it." These phrases, "No way," "You're kidding," "Wow," "Seriously, that's awesome." They help you connect. They bring your English to life. You're no longer just answering. You're reacting like a real native speaker would. Let's try a little scene together. Picture this. You and a friend are sitting at a cafe. Your friend leans in and says, "Guess what? I'm going to Australia next month." You blink. "No way. That's incredible." "For vacation?" "Yeah." They say, 2 weeks with my cousins." You nod, smiling. "Wow, you're so lucky. That's going to be awesome." Can you feel how natural that sounds? It's just a real conversation between friends. No pressure, no complicated grammar, just simple, emotional, real. And hey, Don't just listen to me. Try it with me now. I'll say the situation and you respond out loud with the phrase. Ready? Your friend just got engaged. You smile wide and say, "No way, that's amazing." Then you lean in excited. "When did it happen? Tell me everything." They start showing you the ring, and you say, "Wow, it's beautiful. I'm so happy for you two." Someone wore their shirt inside out all day. You burst out laughing. "You're kidding. That's hilarious." Then you shake your head playfully. "How did nobody tell you?" They laugh too and say, "I guess I need a fashion assistant." You say, "Don't worry. It happens to the best of us." You see the Grand Canyon for the first time. You step to the edge, look out, and whisper, "Wow, this is breathtaking." For a moment, you just stand there in silence. Then you take a deep breath and say, "Photos don't do it justice." Your friend nods and you add, "I'm so glad we came. Someone failed the easiest test." You raise your eyebrows. "Seriously, that's rough." They nod, frustrated. "I thought I had it." You try to cheer them up. "It's okay. Everyone has off days." Then you smile and say, "Let's review together next time." Your friend tells you they won a contest. They say, "Guess what? I won." And you jump in. "That's awesome. I'm so happy for you." You give them a high five. "What did you win?" They explain the prize and you say, "You totally deserve it." Then with a big grin, we've got to celebrate. Part 2, Agreeing and Disagreeing Naturally. I'm so glad you're here for part 2 of this lesson series. If you've ever felt awkward when trying to agree or disagree in English, this part is for you. You see, native speakers don't just say yes or no. They have dozens of ways to show agreement or disagreement, and they often do it with a lot of personality. Let's start with something easy. You're having coffee with a friend, and they say, "Learning English takes time." Now, you could just nod, but why not say exactly? It's a step-by-step process. Sounds so much more natural, right? Exactly is one of those words that instantly makes you sound fluent. Another great one is "That's so true." It's friendly, positive, and shows you're really listening. Imagine this. You're chatting after a long day and your coworker says, "These short winter days make me so tired." You sip your tea and say, "That's so true. I've been falling asleep by 9 every night." Now, what about when someone shares a strong opinion and you really feel the same way? Say "totally" or "I couldn't agree more." These are full of energy. Let's say your roommate says weekends just go by too fast. You lean back on the couch and reply, "Totally." I blink and it's Monday again. All right, but what happens when you don't actually agree? It's important to know how to disagree politely, not too direct, not too cold. Let's practice that. Instead of saying you're wrong, try saying, "I see your point." But that small phrase softens your response and keeps the conversation friendly. For example, someone says, "I think everyone should wake up at 5 a.m. You can smile and say, "I see your point, but I'm just not a morning person. I work better at night." Or, "How about this? That might be true, but you're not shutting the other person down, just offering another view." Imagine your friend says fast food is the best kind of food. You laugh and reply, "That might be true for speed, but I prefer home-cooked meals. They just taste better to me." Another one I really like is, "I get where you're coming from." That's a powerful way to show empathy before disagreeing. Let's say someone says, "I think online learning is always better." You nod and say, "I get where you're coming from. It's flexible and convenient, but honestly, I still like being in a real classroom sometimes." These phrases make you sound thoughtful and respectful, and that's what good conversation is all about. Now, let's imagine a few short scenes together like we did before. Try to picture them in your mind. You and your friend are sitting on a bench at the park. They say, I think social media does more harm than good. You think for a moment and say, I see your point, but I think it depends on how people use it. Your friend nods slowly. Yeah, that's true. You both pause, then you add, totally helps me stay in touch with family overseas, though. Here's another one. You and your classmate are walking out of school. They say, this new teacher is really strict. You laugh a little. Exactly. She gave us homework on the first day. Your classmate says, but I think we'll learn a lot. You nod. That might be true. She does explain things really well. Or maybe you're at a small dinner party. Someone says, honestly, I think pineapple on pizza is just wrong. You smile and say, I get where you're coming from, but I love it. That sweet and salty combo is my favorite. They laugh and say, okay, we can agree to disagree. Dot, you see how natural that sounds? The conversation keeps flowing. It's not just yes or no. It's full of connection, emotion, and personality. Let's practice a few together. Okay, I'll give you the line and you say your natural response out loud. Ready? Your friend says, learning English is hard. You nod slowly. Exactly, but it gets easier the more you practice. Your friend sighs, I guess I just feel stuck sometimes. You smile and say, we all do. That's why I watch videos, repeat phrases, talk to myself, anything to stay in the flow. They chuckle. Maybe I'll try that. Someone says, I think dogs are better than cats. You laugh a little. I see your point. Dogs are loyal and super friendly. Then you add, but I'm more of a cat person. I like their independence. They smile. Yeah, cats are chill. I just wish they listened more. You joke. They listen. They just pretend not to. They say, this movie is so boring. You shrug. That might be true. The story is kind of slow. Then you add, but I really like the music. It sets the mood perfectly. They nod. Yeah, the soundtrack's not bad. You say, sometimes the music saves the whole thing. See how much more engaging that is? It gives your audience a sense of timing, rhythm, and real-world language exchange without overwhelming them. Part 3, offering help and making requests. Hey, welcome back. I'm really glad you're sticking with me. So far, we've talked about reacting naturally and expressing agreement or disagreement. Now let's explore something that comes up in everyday conversations. Offering help and asking for it. You know, helping others or asking for support is something we do all the time, but the way we say it really matters. If you're too direct, it can sound a little rude. If you're too shy, people might not realize you need help. That's why today I'm going to teach you some simple, polite, and supernatural English phrases for these moments. Let's start with offering help. Imagine this. Your friend is carrying a stack of books and struggling a bit. You walk over and say, do you need a hand with those? It's short, kind, and very common. You're not just standing there. You're offering support in a friendly way. Another great phrase is, let me help you with that. Let's say someone's setting up chairs before a meeting. Instead of waiting, you say, let me help you with that. And start moving chairs. It shows that you're proactive and thoughtful. Sometimes we say, let me know if you need anything. This is great when someone seems stressed or busy. Maybe your coworker is working late. As you leave, you say, hey, let me know if you need anything. Okay, it's a small phrase, but it builds connection. Now, let's try a short scene. You see a friend struggling to carry some groceries. You walk up with a smile. Do you need a hand with those? They laugh. Yes, please. I brought way too much. You take a bag from them. No worries. Happens to me every time I go shopping hungry. They say, "You're a lifesaver. Thanks." Another one. Your coworker looks overwhelmed with paperwork. You approach their desk. "Hey, let me help you with that." They look up surprised. "Really? That would be amazing." You sit beside them. "Yeah, I've got a few minutes before my next task." They smile. "Thanks. I really appreciate it." Now, what if you need help? Here's the key. Be clear, be polite, and smile if you can. One great phrase is, "Would you mind?" Let's say your printer is jammed and you're not sure what to do. You turn to someone and say, "Would you mind showing me how to fix this?" It's soft, respectful, and very native sounding. Another one is, "Could you do me a favor?" It works really well when you want someone's help without sounding demanding. For example, "Could you do me a favor and read this email before I send it?" You're not bossy, you're collaborative. And here's a gentle one for casual moments. "Do you think you could?" For instance, "Do you think you could give me a ride after class?" It's friendly and calm, not too strong, not too weak. Let's imagine a few real conversations. You're stuck writing a report and your friend is good at editing. You ask, "Hey, could you do me a favor?" They pause, curious. "Sure, what's up?" You smile and hold up your laptop. "Can you take a quick look at this? I just want to make sure it sounds natural." They nod. "Of course. Let's fix it together." You're having trouble with a new app on your phone. You turn to your brother. "Would you mind helping me figure this out?" He takes your phone. "What's it doing?" You explain. "It keeps freezing whenever I open it." He grins. "No problem. I'm the tech support guy today, huh?" You're meeting a friend, but your bike tire is flat. You call and say, "Hey, do you think you could give me a ride?" They say, "Sure." "Where are you?" You reply, "Just outside my place. I'll wait near the corner." They laugh. "All right, I'll be there in 5." You see, these conversations feel normal, friendly, and full of small kindnesses. Helping and asking for help is a big part of everyday English, and these phrases make it so much easier. Let's try a quick speaking practice together. I'll say a situation, and I want you to respond out loud with a full line, not just a phrase. Ready? You see your neighbor lifting a heavy box. Say, "Do you need a hand with that?" "You need help moving a table." Say, "Would you mind helping me move this?" Your classmates seem stressed with their homework. Say, "Let me know if you need anything." Okay, you can't figure out a new program on your computer. Say, "Do you think you could help me with this?" Beautiful. Keep practicing those out loud. And more importantly, start using them in real life. These aren't just phrases. They're social tools. They show people you care. You're polite and you know how to communicate clearly in English. In the next part, we are going to look at expressing emotions and opinions. How to say things like, "I'm so happy for you," or, "To be honest," in a way that sounds fluent and sincere. Part 4, expressing emotions and opinions naturally. Welcome back. I'm glad you made it to part 4 because this one is all about something really important. Expressing how you feel. Whether you're happy, sad, excited, disappointed, or just being honest about something, being able to say it naturally makes a huge difference in your English fluency. And here's the truth. Native speakers express emotions all the time. It's not just good or bad. It's that's amazing, or "I'm really sorry to hear that." These little expressions are what bring your English to life. Let's start with something positive. You're talking to a friend, they tell you, "I got the job." Instead of just saying, "Congratulations," you could say, "That's awesome. I'm so happy for you." It sounds warm. It sounds real. You're not just reacting, you're connecting. Let's build a little scene around that. Your friend says, I got the job I applied for. You smile big and say, That's awesome. I'm so happy for you. They nod. Thanks. It's been a long time coming. You say, You totally deserve it. I knew you'd get it. They laugh. Well, now I just hope I survived the first week. Another great one is, I'm so glad to hear that. It's gentle and joyful. Imagine your cousin says, The surgery went well. You respond, I'm so glad to hear that. What a relief. That little phrase is full of support. Now let's flip it. What if someone shares bad news? You never want to say something too casual like, oh, okay, that sounds cold. Instead, use expressions like, I'm really sorry to hear that, or that's too bad. These small phrases show kindness. Let's say a friend says, my dog is sick. That's sad. You look them in the eye and say, I'm really sorry to hear that. I hope they get better soon. It makes a difference. Let's act it out. Your friend says, my dog isn't doing well. He's been at the vet since yesterday. You say, oh no, I'm really sorry to hear that. They nod. Yeah, it's been rough. You gently add, I hope he recovers soon. Keep me posted, okay? They smile. Thanks. That means a lot. There's another helpful phrase when you're giving your honest opinion. You can say to be honest or honestly speaking. It sounds real. It softens what you're about to say, especially if it's not very positive. Let's say a friend cooked dinner and the food was okay, not great. You don't want to be rude, but you want to be honest. You say to be honest, it was okay, but I think it needed a bit more salt. You're being clear and still kind. Here's how that might go. Your friend says, so what did you think of the soup? You take a breath and say, to be honest, it was okay, but I think it needed a bit more salt. They nod slowly. Yeah, I wasn't sure if I added enough. You smile. The texture was perfect, though. I love the veggies. They say thanks. Next time I'll try more seasoning. See how honest and supportive that sounds? These phrases help you share your thoughts with kindness. Another one I love is I know what you mean. It's perfect for showing empathy when someone tells you something difficult or frustrating. Let's say your friend says, I've been so stressed with work lately. You say, I know what you mean. I've been feeling the same way. You're not trying to fix it. You're just connecting. Let's do one more dialogue. Your classmate says, I can't focus when I study at home. It's always noisy. You nod and say, I know what you mean. It's hard to concentrate with so many distractions. They say exactly. I've started going to the library more often. You respond, that's a smart move. I might try that too. These short emotional phrases, that's awesome. I'm sorry to hear that. To be honest, I know what you mean. They help you speak like a real person, not a textbook. They show that you care, that you're listening, and that you're part of the conversation, not just watching from the outside. Let's wrap up this part with some quick practice. I'll say the situation. You say a natural emotional response out loud. Your friend just got accepted to university. Say, that's amazing. I'm so happy for you. Someone tells you their grandmother passed away. Say, I'm really sorry to hear that. Your coworker says, I've been working weekends for the past month. Say, I know what you mean. That's exhausting. You're asked about a movie you didn't like. Say, to be honest, it wasn't really my thing. Great job. You're not just learning phrases. You're learning how to feel in English, how to sound real, and how to connect with people in a meaningful way. In the next part, we'll take this even further by talking about how to make small talk, handle uncertainty, and express future plans. It's going to be packed with practical, everyday language that you'll use all the time. So stay tuned, and as always, keep practicing and keep speaking English. See you in Part 5. Part 5, Handling Uncertainty, Planning, and Small Talk. I'm so glad you're here for Part 5 of our series. Today we're talking about something super useful. What to say when you're not totally sure, when you're making future plans, and how to sound natural during small talk. Let's start with uncertainty. In real conversations, we don't always have the answer right away, and that's okay. But instead of just going, I don't know, you can use more natural, polite expressions like, I'm not sure, let me check and get back to you, maybe, we'll see. These are phrases that sound relaxed, confident, and friendly, and they're perfect when you need a moment to think. Here's a simple scene. Your friend asks, are you free tomorrow? You think for a second. I'm not sure. I might have something in the afternoon. They ask, can you let me know? You say, yeah, definitely. Let me check and get back to you later tonight. They reply, cool. Just text me when you know. See, you're not saying yes or no, but you're keeping the conversation friendly and open. Sometimes you're just not ready to decide yet. In that case, maybe or we'll see are perfect. Your classmate says, do you want to join the study group? You reply, maybe. I've got a lot on my plate this week. They say, no pressure, just let me know. You nod, thanks. I'll think about it and let you know by Friday. Now let's move into making plans. Native speakers have so many casual ways to talk about future activities. Here are a few that will help you sound more natural. I'm planning to. I'm thinking of. I might. I'm hoping to weigh. Let's say someone asks what your goals are for the weekend. Instead of saying, I want to clean, try this. I'm planning to clean my room and finally organize my books. It sounds smooth and relaxed. Or imagine your friend asks, are you going to the gym this week? You could say, I'm thinking of going on Wednesday. Depends how work goes. Let's build a scene around this. Your friend says, so any plans for the weekend? You reply, yeah, I'm planning to visit my aunt. She just had surgery. They nod. Oh, that's kind of you. You add, I'm also hoping to get some writing done if I have time. They smile. Sounds like a meaningful weekend. Now, let's talk small talk. Those little conversations we all have just to stay friendly or keep a connection going. You'll hear phrases like, so, how's everything going? What have you been up to? Did you hear about by the way? These are great for keeping a conversation going, even with someone you don't know very well. Let's try this one. You run into an old coworker at a coffee shop. You smile. Hey, long time no see. How's everything going? They say not bad, just keeping busy. You? You reply, same here. Work's been nonstop lately. Then you add, by the way, did you ever finish that photography course? They grin. I did. I even started a little side business. With small talk, it's not about deep topics. It's about keeping things light, friendly, and open. You're showing interest, asking questions, and staying connected. Let's practice some together. I'll give the situation. You say the natural phrase aloud. Ready? You're not sure if you're free tomorrow. Say, I'm not sure. Let me check and get back to you. You want to clean your room this weekend. Say, I'm planning to clean and organize a bit. You run into a classmate you haven't seen in a while. Say, hey, long time no see. How's everything going? You want to ask about a shared interest. Say, by the way, have you been reading anything good lately? You're not ready to say yes to a plan. Say, maybe I just need to check my schedule. Perfect. These phrases may sound simple, but they're so powerful in real life. They help you sound fluent, friendly, and in control of your own message. In the next part, we'll take things further by looking at polite exits, confirmations, and everyday casual responses. Little phrases that help you sound natural when ending conversations, agreeing softly, or reacting to the small stuff. Until then, keep practicing and keep speaking English. See you in Part 6. Part 6, Polite Exits, Confirmations, and Casual Responses. We've learned how to react naturally, agree and disagree, ask for help, express emotions, and talk about plans. That's a lot, right? But here's something just as important. Knowing how to wrap up a conversation politely. Confirm something without sounding robotic, and use those little everyday expressions that make your English sound casual and confident. Let's start with something you use every single day. Ending conversations. In English, we don't usually say just goodbye. That can sound a little stiff or formal. Instead, we use phrases like, talk to you soon, I'll catch you later, take care, I've got to run. These are polite, friendly ways to leave a conversation. Whether it's in person, on the phone, or even in a text, let's picture this. You're finishing a chat with a coworker at the office. You say it was great catching up. I'll catch you later. Okay. They nod, yeah, for sure. Take care. You smile, you too. Let's grab lunch next week. They reply, sounds good, I'll text you. That's natural. That's how real conversations wind down. Not too fast, not too formal. Here's another example. You bump into a friend at the supermarket, and after chatting for a bit, you check your watch. Anyway, I've got to run. I'm late for an appointment. They say, no problem. Great seeing you. You smile and wave. Yeah, let's catch up properly soon. Take care, they respond. You too. Bye. Simple, right? Just having these little phrases ready can make social moments smoother. Now let's talk about confirming something. In English, we often use short little tags or confirming phrases at the end of a sentence. You'll hear people say, right, isn't it? Yeah. You know, they help you check if someone agrees or is following along. Let's imagine this. You're chatting with a friend about the weather. You say, it's really hot today, isn't it? They nod. Yeah, crazy for this time of year. You reply, I had to turn the fan on at 9 a.m. It's getting worse every summer, right? They laugh. Tell me about it. You can use these tags with almost any topic. Try these. That was fun, wasn't it? You liked the movie, right? You're coming tomorrow. Yeah, they keep the conversation flowing and feel very casual. Let's try a mini scene using that. You and your classmate just finished a project. You say, that went pretty well, didn't it? They smile. Yeah, I think we nailed it. You laugh. We make a good team, right? They reply, definitely. High five. Now, let's talk about something small but super important. Filler phrases and casual responses. These are the little things we say all the time when we're thinking, hesitating, or reacting softly. Here are a few you'll hear constantly. Let me think. Well, sort of, kind of. I guess they may sound small, but they make your English feel real, like you're not just reading from a script. Let's say someone asks, what kind of music do you like? Instead of answering immediately, you pause and say, let me think. I guess I'm into chill acoustic stuff, kind of relaxing music. See how natural that sounds? Let's build a little dialogue around that. You're talking with a new friend at a party. They ask, so what do you like to do in your free time? You think, well, I guess I'm kind of a movie person. They smile. Oh, yeah. What kind? You say, let me think. Probably comedies. Something light, They nod. Same. I love a good laugh. Dot. These little words, I guess, let me think. Sort of, they don't carry big meaning, but they carry rhythm. They make you sound calm and fluent. Let's practice a few situations together. Say these responses out loud after me. You're leaving a conversation at a cafe. Say, "It was great talking to you. I'll catch you later." You're checking if your friend liked the movie. Say you enjoyed it, right? You're thinking before answering a question. Say, let me think. You kind of agree, but not completely. Say, sort of. I mean, yeah, kind of. Nice. Try repeating them again tomorrow in front of a mirror. Practice these little things. They really add up. All right, that brings us to the end of part 6. Next up is something I'm really excited about: shadowing practice. In the next section, we'll put everything together in 10 mini dialogues that you can listen to, repeat, and practice over and over to train your fluency. So get ready. Your speaking practice is about to level up in a big way. As always, keep practicing and keep speaking English. I'll see you in part 7. Part 7, shadowing practice. 10 real-life dialogues to boost fluency. Hey, welcome back. You've learned a lot of powerful real-world English in this series so far. Now it's time to take it to the next level by speaking it. This is your shadowing practice section. I'll walk you through 10 short, natural dialogues. These are based on everything we've covered: reactions, opinions, help, small talk, you name it. Here's how to shadow. Listen to the dialogue once, then repeat each line with me. Match my rhythm, tone, and feeling. Do it again until it feels easy. That's fluency in action. Ready? Let's begin. Dialogue 1. Surprise at a cafe. A, you'll never believe this. I just got promoted. B, A, no way. That's amazing. A, I start the new role next week. B, wow, I'm so happy for you. We've got to celebrate. Definitely. Coffee is on me today. Dialogue 2. Feeling stressed. A, I've been feeling so overwhelmed lately. Yeah, I know what you mean. Same here. Too much work, not enough time. Exactly. We all need a break sometimes. Let's plan a chill weekend soon. Dialogue 3. Offering help. H, this box is way heavier than I thought. B, do you need a hand with that? Yes, please. My arms are about to fall off. No problem. Let's lift it together. Thanks, you're a lifesaver. Dialogue 4. Asking for help. Hey, could you do me a favor? B, sure. What's up? A, can you check the grammar on this report? B, of course. Let's go over it now. A, awesome. Thank you so much. Dialogue 5. Polite disagreement. A, pineapple on pizza is the best. B, I see your point, but just can't do sweet and salty together. Come on, it's delicious. Maybe I'll give it another try someday. A, I'll convert you eventually. Dialogue 6. Making plans. A, what are you up to this weekend? B, I'm thinking of going hiking. Need some nature. A, nice. I was planning to do laundry, but this sounds better. Join me. I'll bring snacks. You've convinced me. I'm in. Dialogue 7. Small talk and check-ins. A, long time no. C, how's everything going? B, not bad. Just staying busy. You, same here. Life's been a bit crazy. B, tell me about it. Want to grab lunch sometime? A, absolutely. Let's set it up. Dialogue 8. Honest opinion. So did you like the movie? To be honest, it wasn't really my thing. Yeah, too slow. B, sort of. The acting was great, but the story dragged. Fair enough. Not every movie hits. Dialogue 9. Ending a conversation. All right, I should get going. B, yeah, me too. It was great talking. Let's catch up again soon. Sounds good. I'll text you. Cool. Take care. Dialogue 10. Confirming details. You're still joining the meeting at 3, right? B, yeah, I'll be there. Just finishing something up. Cool. It's in room 204, isn't it? B, exactly. See you there. Awesome. Don't be late. Nice job. Each of these dialogues is designed to sound just like a real-life conversation. Short, casual, and full of natural English. Now that you've heard all 10, it's time to turn listening into speaking. This is where the real fluency building happens. Practice tips. Listen to each dialogue 2 or 3 times. Repeat out loud. Match my energy, speed, and tone. Try acting out both sides by yourself. Memorize 1 or 2 scenes and use them with friends. You're not just learning English, you're living it. The more you shadow, the more fluent you'll become. Your mouth will move faster, your memory will lock in new phrases, and your confidence will skyrocket. Next up is part 8, our conclusion and fluency building tips to help you continue growing every day. Keep going strong and keep speaking English. Part 8, conclusion and daily fluency tips. Wow, what a journey this has been. If you've made it all the way through parts 1 to 7, I want to say something very simple but very true. I'm proud of you. Seriously, most people don't stick with language learning, but you've just spent time learning real practical English that will actually help you speak more naturally, confidently, and fluently in the real world. Let's take a moment to look back. You've learned how to react naturally with phrases like, no way, and you're kidding. Agree and disagree politely using exactly. That might be true. Offer help or ask for it. Do you need a hand? Would you mind? Express emotions and opinions. I'm so glad to be honest. Make plans, handle uncertainty, and master small talk. End conversations smoothly. Talk to you soon. I've gotta run. Use filler phrases and confirmation tags like sort of, right? And finally, you've shadowed real-life dialogues, not just memorizing, but training your fluency muscle. But here's the big question now. How do you keep going? How do you take this and make it part of your real daily life? Let me give you a few powerful tips that can help you build a routine and stay consistent. Practice in small bursts every day. You don't need hours. Even 5 to 10 minutes a day is powerful if you do it with focus. Pick 3 phrases each morning. Say them out loud in the mirror. Use them in a sentence. That's it. Do it every day, and those phrases will become part of you. Shadow short dialogues often. Rewatch part 7. Pause after each sentence. Imitate the tone, speed, and emotion. Don't just say the words, feel them. Pretend you're in the scene. It's one of the fastest ways to improve your pronunciation and rhythm. 3. Talk to yourself. Yes, really. Walking around the house. Describe what you're doing. I'm making coffee. I'm thinking of going for a walk later. This builds fluency because you're using English in context, even if no one's listening. 4. Keep a speaking notebook. Every time you learn a new phrase, write it down. Then write a sentence using it, and once a week, review your notebook out loud. It's like training your brain to speak. 5. Speak more, wait less. Don't wait until your English is perfect. Start speaking now. Even if it's messy, even if you make mistakes. Fluency doesn't come from perfection. It comes from practice. Before we end, I want to leave you with this final thought. Learning a language isn't about sounding like a robot. It's about sounding like you in English. So be real, be kind, be expressive, react, ask, answer, joke, laugh. Use the language to connect, not just to impress. If you do that, fluency will come and it will feel natural. So thank you from the bottom of my heart for spending this time with me. If you enjoyed this video, let me know in the comments. And if there's a topic you want to learn next, phrases for dating, job interviews, travel, whatever, I'd love to help. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you never miss a lesson. And as always, keep practicing, keep growing. I'll see you soon. Take care.